a minute, y'all. But baby, we back. We here. Today, I have a very special guest. I'm telling y'all. He is so cool and laid back. And he is, for one thing that I like, transparent. But I'm going to let him tell y'all his name and introduce himself.
My name is Charles Collier. Um, I live in Macon, Georgia, at the moment. Um, from a small town, country town, named Malapaw. I'm married, 4 kids, and 2 dogs, and that's pretty much it. Um, the nerves. I don't know what too much to say at this moment. You got to
We're
kind of.
gonna help him. We're gonna help him. You gotta just be yourself. He's a little nervous, y'all, but once he opens up, we gonna flow like like water melting across the skillet. So I'm gonna ask him a few questions. We're gonna kind of get him loosened up on today. First question I have, uh, throughout life, we all go through things that make us turn. So
Okay.
my question for you on today is, what was the turning point that made you realize you needed to make a change in your life?
Um, just coming out the streets. I got tired of being in the streets at one point in my life. Then I was just back and forth, and then I met Anasa, which is my wife.
Okay.
Um, and then as I started talking to her, she kind of was gradually pulling me out the streets.
Okay.
I go see her, then I go back to the streets, and then well, no, it wasn't more like it wasn't nothing like back and forth, but by her being away from my destination where I was doing all my street activity, it helped me pull
That's
back.
good. That's good.
So once I kind of started dealing with her on the daily basis, and I was already tired because I used to hear my mother and all the time in my mind, "Hey, you're killing God people. Stop killing God people."
Wow.
And that floated in my spirit a lot of times. Every time I did anything, transactions or whatnot, it floated in my spirit.
Okay.
So what made me actually stop was and I'm not afraid to talk about it, was that my last transaction with a guy, I had met this guy before, and this guy actually was a kingpin. And I met him, afterwards, after he had pretty much stopped everything, but he was on drugs at this point.
Jesus.
And I made my last transaction with him, and that next morning, someone called me and told me that man, daddy, had killed him.
Wow.
And I didn't know that he was beating on his daddy. And his daddy told him if he ever jump on him again, he was gonna kill him. And that stuck with me. And
That's good.
that made me feel like that was my fault. And it was hard to forgive myself on that point. So once I realized I couldn't forgive myself at that moment, I just left it alone. I said I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't want that blood on my hand
Oh wow.
to try to,
That's good.
just for money. You know what I mean? And I
But
just
let me stop. Y'all, he's saying transaction, but let me clean up a little bit. He's talking about a professional pharmaceutical representative. I cleaned it up, boy. He was like transaction.
yeah.
But yeah, which leads me to my second question. How did you overcome labels that have been attached to your past? Because sometimes people only see you from what you have done. They remember you by what you used to be. How did you overcome being labeled by your past?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. But just started going to church. I was kind of already going to church, but once I got with my wife, I just started. We were still girlfriend and boyfriend, but I just started going to church, and people just started hearing, that I was going to church now, and they couldn't believe it, and they was like, "What? You going to church?" And they was like, they hit my name out, and someone say, it's joking around, oh, he don't turn into a pastor, and
Oh
he
wow.
preaching, and which I wasn't, but it's just, that's how the world would do you when you trying to change, and go towards God. Ain't nothing gonna be good. It's gonna be hard, but it'll be good for you in the end. But
Oh wow.
yeah, that's pretty much how it was going down. They was still trying to say that, oh, you ain't saved, you ain't going to no church, you still in the streets.
So when you were in the street, would you say that you felt like it was something different? Ministry was in you?
Yes, it was in me the whole time. Cause before I even really started messing around in the streets, I grew up in a church house with my grandmother. I say my mother, but my mother was like more straying, you know, because she still wanted the streets herself. But that's when I was young, and she's still living, out there. But as I got older, and because I went to jail at one point when I was a child,
Oh wow.
so that kind of changed a lot of it.
Okay.
Um, but
But you
then,
always, I think you don't see this about yourself. Wherever you are, you always have encouragement and words for people. Because I remember one time you telling me you was in the store and a young man was in there. You've always been able to encourage them. So I said that because people kind of look at your past and what you used to do, and they think that God can't use you. But He said, "I take the foolish things to confine the wise." Ministry, when we have ministry, no matter where you are, you're gonna always have encouragement and a word, and people will look up to you no matter what you're in.
yeah,
So that's why I asked that question, because you always ministering to young men.
yeah, all the time. Because I actually goes in the store a lot of times. And these guys be in the store. They'll walk in the store. They have whole machine guns in their pants.
Jesus.
Like they ready for war at any time, and I can talk to them with that gun in their hand, in their pocket. It don't bother me because I tell them I used to be you. You know what I mean? I didn't walk around with a machine gun, but I kept one on. I kept a gun on me at all times. But I was able to relate to them. And there was one incident where this guy who came in the store messing with a guy that had one of the machine guns on him.
Oh.
And I had to stop the whole situation at that point because he wasn't actually saying anything bad towards him, but you don't know what's on this kid's mind. Because if he already in here like this with this big gun on him, then the devil is probably finna use him.
Exactly.
So you might need to be quiet, don't say nothing to him, because the spirit realm that's around us right now, you don't know which way it's gonna go. And I was just basically trying to tell him, hey, back up, leave the guy alone.
The situation.
So when he stopped talking, that young man told me, hey, big dog, thank you. Because he just didn't even know. He just running his mouth.
Oh, wow.
I said, oh, my God.
So you basically diffused the situation.
Correct.
What habits or mindsets did you have to break to become a better man?
To become a better man, one thing, leave the women alone. That's what I had to do.
Transparency, y'all. You can leave them gals alone.
Because I was a woman now, so I love a woman. I love my wife, but I love a woman, period,
And that's transparency.
Yeah.
That's transparent. Somebody out there need to hear this.
Yeah, so
yeah.
If you're trying to go towards God and change your life, and especially if you got a wife, leave the women alone. But even before you get married, and if you got one that you love, you care about,
that's
what I mean?
Good.
You got to bag away from the women.
Yeah.
You got to bag away from the streets. You can't keep funning in and out. It's just hard to do. Yeah.
Because some women out there, their motive is to destroy what you have at home.
Yes.
But we're closing out this session, and I thank you for your transparency. And then we're going to come back for the next segment. Y'all don't go nowhere. Okay, everybody, we back. When we left the last segment, one of the things that Charles said was, when you put aside habits, leave them women alone. So this part, I want to dig deep into a man's perspective. And one of the questions that I want to ask you is, why do you think a lot of men struggle with the word commitment?
Most men don't want to be bound down. They a lot of times I feel like they just be scared. And then it could be dealing with their trauma, things they don't went through in life, things they don't saw other people go through. And they be like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. We better off, because the world will tell you that. Or we better off single and then getting married. Because a lot of times, things do change when you get married. So some women change, some men change. But I just think men try to find an easy way to get out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of committing to it, and sticking with the punches,
And I know a lot of times too, we as women, I guess I'm learning in ministry. A lot of times women be like, a man damaged me and that's why I won't trust nobody. But there are a lot of men that are really hurt. Even not just hurt in relationships. Some of it is growing up, because you got some men that have been hurt by their parents, their mom, So I would just interject with what you're saying. It's some hurt men out there
Yeah,
that have
it
went
is.
through some stuff with some women because we are some vicious creatures.
Yeah.
We as women, we always say the man did this, but it's some women that have destroyed some men that would be good men. And part of that commitment is they don't want to commit because they don't want to be in what they was before.
That's correct.
So yeah. What are some of the warning signs that a man is not ready for marriage that you would say?
One thing playing around in the streets.
Yeah,
Still chasing women.
that's good.
Yeah, I don't think you're ready. You still chasing women. You running around the streets. You in and out. Or you don't have yourself stable. You
Yeah.
know, to protect and secure that woman and that family.
That's good.
But not exactly, not so much of the
That's
family,
good.
but just secure that woman, whatnot. Because when you get married, I feel like it's more the woman than the man. The children gonna be there regardless of what. But yeah, dipping and dabbing ain't gonna work.
How can men heal from their trauma without passing it on to their wives and their children?
Mm. You might need some therapy.
Yeah, sit on
Yeah,
somebody's couch.
you might need to sit on somebody's couch, talk to somebody. Pretty much check yourself. They say look in the mirror. The man in the mirror, you really got to look at it. And check yourself out to make sure the things that you really dealing with that you won't bring it on to them, and they got to suffer because of you. And I've been in them situations. Now, and I still deal with it. For things happen in my child life that makes me protect my family the way I do now.
Oh wow.
Because I don't want nothing to happen to them that happened. I don't want nothing to happen to me that it's trump them. So that's why I'm really secured and I'm really protected over them, and I don't let too many people around me, just because of them. I ain't worried about me because I can handle me.
Yeah.
But I don't want, nobody to come in and damage my family.
Exactly.
The things around me. So, people just look at stuff and see stuff and they think, oh, you got it, or something going on, or, they just, the mindset is horrible at some points. But, yeah, that's pretty much.
You said something that stuck out with me. It's not on here, but therapy. I think as Black people, we were raised up that if we go see a therapist or a psychiatrist, that something is wrong with us. But now that I've got older, I'll be 54 this year, I realize there are situations that we should seek therapy because therapy helps. But because the way we was raised, our folks told us if you go see a psychiatrist, you crazy, you mental. But I think in a lot of marriages and a lot of families, we need therapy. We do, because we need somebody to talk to.
That's correct.
So a lot of things we do it because a lot of folks are sitting in prison because they did not get therapy and they reacted the wrong way.
I believe that.
So that's important that you brought that up.
Yes.
What legacy do you hope to leave for your family?
Well, for one, but installing God into my family, even to make Him stronger into me, So I want to be able to install, especially the kids, install something in them that they would know how to maneuver in life. It ain't more about the money. Money come and go. But your mind got to be, you got to have a set mind to be able to maneuver in this world without having anxiety and thinking something wrong with you and going crazy and pulling your hair out your head and all this type of stuff.
That's good.
So, yeah, that's one of the, a couple of other things.
I'm going to say this because I know this is off the record. So, y'all, he probably about nervous. He probably nervous right now. But I'm going to say this because I think that it needs to be said, especially since we're in the segment of For Men by a Man. One of the things that I seen you do, you have 2 athletic sons that are active in sports. And I, from a personal side, see my daughter go through so much with taking her child to the ball games, going to practice, going to cheerleading practice. And sometimes it's overwhelming because there's that father figure is not there. But I was on FaceTime with Anais one time, and I saw you out there on the sideline in the heat, helping coach. I just want you to kind of give a word of encouragement to a man or a single woman that's doing it by herself, especially with the sons that are in sports activity. A word of encouragement for that man to either be there and that single woman to have hope with dragging that baby back and forth to the ballpark by herself?
Okay, on the man point of view, I look at it as because I didn't have no father. I had nobody there for me. And the good as I was, I just didn't have nobody there. My mother was there, but she was a single mom. So she had to go to work. She couldn't always be there. So far as that, I'm just out there and by myself. You know what I mean? And it's not good. You know, especially if you're a man, it don't have nothing to. Because I know, like she said earlier, a woman can destroy a man, but if you's a man and you got your kid and you not with your kid every day, stop what you're doing. Go be with your kid. Go be with your son. Or be with your daughter, and show them true love, true support, regardless of what's going on between you and the parent.
That's good.
So, but yeah, that's one of the things that encourage me. Now, sometimes I get lazy and tired because I be tired trying to work and do this, but the best thing to do is stick with them, stick next to them kids.
That's good.
And single moms, I pretty much get it, and I understand, but just continue to be strong, support the kids as much as you can, feed them for one thing,
and don't get discouraged.
Don't get discouraged about this situation, and know that God gonna be with you. He gonna be beside you, and everything gonna be okay. And continue to be a strong woman for the kids and the support, especially you got boys, because it's hard for a woman to raise a boy. But you still can install enough in him to let him know how to, and to maneuver through life without, pretty much putting a man down. Because when I was a child, as I got older, I had no sympathy for a man. I don't care what happened to a man, I had no heart for him because of what my daddy wasn't there. And I didn't know my daddy until I was 22 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's when I learned about forgiveness through my daddy. And that's that's the most important thing. That's when I learned about forgiveness. Because when I forgave him at 22 years old, because I told God, I don't care what went on with him. I don't care what he was on, what happened. I don't care. I want my father.
That's transparency.
Regardless of what's going on with him, I want him. Let me meet him. Let me forgive him. And let me and him become
bond.
And now we best friends.
Oh, wow.
So this day.
That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here first. We're going to take a break and we're coming right back. All right, y'all. We back. Listen, we're going to do this segment on faith and redemption because I always believe like I work in anything, something that is faith-based and God-filled. So for me on today, Charles, my favorite scripture is Psalm 36:5. And it says, God is within her, she will not fail. Whenever I feel like I'm challenged, that scripture kind of helps me get it together and know that with God, nothing is impossible. Gotcha. What is one of your favorite scriptures?
The main thing I practice every day to myself is no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Isaiah 54:17.
Yeah. I definitely put that one out like every day because I've been through some challenges that I know that, hey, if I don't step over this, you know what I mean, I have God to help me step over it, then I'm gonna be in trouble. So I always practice that, and and I always watch. That's one of my main ones. I have some more, I just can't think of them at the moment, but but that is one of my main ones.
Okay. Look, Vince good on them cue cards, baby. You have to watch him, baby, moving.
Yeah.
What does redemption mean to you personally?
What you mean when you say
redemption? Knowing that God has redeemed you and you are forgiven. How do you take that personally? How does that stand out? Because I'm gonna walk you into it because a lot of times redemption to God don't mean redemption to people. So sometimes people gonna hold over your head what you done. I don't care if it's 6-7 years ago. But me personally, redemption is I don't care what people say. Because I know God called me, I know God chose me, and I know my past has helped me to become a better version of me.
That's right.
So when I say that, because you've done a lot of things in life, we can't put some on my ear, y'all.
Yeah.
But what does God redeeming you personally mean to you? What does the second chance mean to you?
It means a lot to me because I have seen a lot of moments I could have been dead.
Jesus.
I have had myself in a situation where I know I was from that. So when it come down to God doing that for me and changing my life, I really don't care what people. I never cared what people thought about me. Some people have that over their head, but me, I never, because I can be cold hearted about it. So for what I came from and a lot of things, people don't know about, and I refuse to tell it. You know what I mean? It's just between me and God. But knowing what I came from that, overcoming that, and He brought me on to this side of the light. Yeah, it did a lot to me. It helped me out a whole lot. It made me become who I am today, and I am a better person because of God.
I'm gonna tell this story, this short little story, and it's gonna work up to this next question. And this is not on the cue card, but as you was talking, it made me think. When my grandma used to say, you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So I remember years ago with my first husband, my children's father. Me as a woman, like I was an investigator. Like I should have worked for 48 hours. I was an investigator and a detective.
Yeah.
Me popping up in one of his dope spots. And like I said, the wrong place at the wrong time. Over on Concord. If you're in Macon, Georgia, if you ever look up, pass by the street Concord, there's a lot of major activity go on now. But me trying to sneak up on him to see if he was doing something, happened to show up in the house right before there was in a major shootout. And when I tell you, God will keep you in the midst of some stuff, I definitely was going for the wrong reason. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Have you ever been in a situation where you were in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Yes. And the crazy part about it was, that was the one time that I had my gun on.
Are you serious?
Yes. I went to this club. It was a club like out in the woods, and everybody was going. And something was telling me the whole time, don't go. You know what I mean? Just go home. But my homeboys, come on, man, let's go, man. It's gonna be a bunch of women out there and all. That's all you used to have to say to me. You know what I mean? So I jumps up and we go, and he got out the car. He went in the club. It wasn't nothing like you had to pay. It was almost like a party.
Oh, wow.
He went inside. I stayed in the car. And he ain't told me nothing. I just got out. Probably seen an old gal. And I just got out. And I got out the car. And I walked inside the building. I said, let me use the bathroom. I goes in the bathroom. As soon as I go in the bathroom, gunfire lets loose.
Wow. Wow.
And then the first one came in the bathroom, my homeboy. So I said, man, what's going on? And he told me what was going on or what he said, because he didn't know. And he was like, he looking at me crazy. I said, what's wrong? He's like, where you going at? I said, I ain't got there. It's in the car. I said, it's in the car. And so happened, he had another one on him, and he gave me his. But that was a bad feeling.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
That's how you know God keep you, though.
Yeah, that's how you know God keep you, yeah. Because anybody that because I don't know what was going on at that moment.
Wow.
But God had actually kept me in a lot of times.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the last question that I have, you've already answered it. It would have been, was there a moment when you truly understood grace and forgiveness? And you explained that with your father being 22 years old.
Yeah.
That you had the grace and you forgave him for something that there are some men that walk around with that same thing for years and never forgive. And they also miss out on a relationship with somebody. Because I'm going to say this, me and my cousin had a conversation one day. And we were so mad at our dad because we were like, these jokers didn't have it together. Like, we should have had a better life,
Yeah.
And he says one thing that changed my entire perspective. He said to me, we are mad at them when they really didn't know how to be fathers.
Yeah, that's true.
So some of us are mad at our fathers and our mothers. And you think about it, they became fathers and mothers when they were teenagers. They didn't know anything about being a father and a mother. Yeah. So I said all of that to say this. Can you encourage somebody out there that's still holding a man, that's still holding hostility with their dad, and they're missing out on a good relationship?
Yes, definitely. I can help you on that part, because one day my father called me. And I answered the phone. I kept saying hello, hello, but I just kept hearing somebody talking. And it was him talking. But the whole time he was talking to third person, he was venting. to me. And he just started telling me what his father and how his mother did him when he was a child. So as he's telling me these things, how he was abused and all this type of stuff, and I'm listening to it, and I say to myself, this why he couldn't be no father. Because what was going on with him, he had trauma. And he was a good, handsome fella, like a son. You know what I mean? In his younger days. And I can understand that, he met my mother, you know what I mean? However long they took to make me, I don't care, but I'm him. Yeah, and then that just let me know that, okay, that was for y'all, you have to find out what your father went through. Like my father, pretty much hung around in the 80s. You already know how the 80s was with the drugs. Everything was messed up. It was for them to fail. So you don't hold that over their head because they're not that person that you want them to be at right now. Because you may see so much on social media or see somebody else, father or daddy, you know what I mean, being this type of way to them. And that's how I was. I grew up like that. The guys kept picking at me all the time. The favorite song, one song I hate from this day. I've been around the world, now, yeah. I can't find my daddy. Yeah, they kept saying I couldn't find my daddy. So,
oh, wow.
And I couldn't find him. Yeah, they took the words on me. And throughout all that trauma, they thought it was working against me, but it was helping me.
That's good.
That made me go find him.
I'm about to give you a license. I'm about to give you a license on this.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. So don't hold nothing against them. And a lot of times you do have daddies that do retarded, crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's still mental. You know what I mean? Whether he was retarded doing it or in his right mind doing it, it's still a mental problem.
Still got some issues.
Yeah, he got some issues. So yeah, but still, learn how to forgive your father or your mother. You don't have to always keep dealing with them. But if they there and they trying, then yeah, you can be with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, this is going to be real street. It's going to be real street. How many minutes I got in this segment? Okay. Well, we going to come back with this because, y'all, I got a story for y'all. We'll be back. So, y'all, I have a story for y'all. I have stories for days. People try to often figure out how in the world is she a pastor and she done been through all of this. But as Charles was talking on the last segment, it kind of jogged my memory. So I remember when I first started doing marijuana.
Yeah.
Is it Mary Jane? What they call it? What they call it?
Mary Jane.
Okay, yeah. So I never experienced because I was in the house. I was a house girl at first. Like I hung up under my grandmama, so I had old folks sense. But once I got out and experienced freedom, like that's why they tell you kind of like don't keep that leash so hard on them children because baby when they get out there, they get out there. Yeah. So my first time experiencing smoking marijuana. They took me down to Tenor Heights. I don't know if you know what Tenor Heights is, but back then Tenor Heights was the bottom of the bottom, baby. That was before they did the revamp and all of that.
Gotcha.
So they done gave me my first blunt. So with this first blunt, I was so high till the neighbors of where we were at, they were cooking meat on their grill. Yeah. But I was so high, I began to snatch meat off of their grill and eat it. Yeah. And they was like, oh, do you not realize this meat is high? Yeah. But I was so high, I was not affected. Now I got up the next day with blisters all on my tongue because I could not feel it. But I told that story to open up this question. How do you balance it? This is honesty. How do you balance being honest about your past without being ashamed of it? So what made you feel that I have to be honest about some of this stuff? Because some stuff we hide because we don't want folks to know. But I've learned in ministry that sometimes you got to be transparent because there's somebody sitting out there right now that done did something crazy. Yeah. So the version of Charles now that speaks about his past, how did you overcome not wanting to talk about your past?
Not want to talk about it? I just want to start talking about it.
Just want to start talking about it.
The main thing, people are really struggling. That's the main thing.
That's
it. They really struggling. But see, for me, I know the spirit realm now. And that helps me out a lot. Because even when I was in the streets, I don't say I was using God, but I was hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to him. I mean, I don't know.
Would you obey?
He still would help me. You know what I mean? And I tell him, do I need to go this way or go that way? You know what I mean? And I have dodged a lot of trouble for that. But I'm gonna have a brain for what you call it.
But I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because some people think when you get saved, you gotta stop talking about what you used to do. Yeah, God forgives us, but I have seen you in here, and you don't think sometimes I watch you. But even if it's a young man in here that's going through some stuff, I have literally seen you one day just hug. You said God told you to hug every man. But see, people don't see that side of ministry. All they see is the preaching and the prophesying and the worship, but they don't see what ministry really is. So I have seen you hug almost 25, 30 men one day in church. But sometimes you will say, I could feel their heart. I could feel their story. So I brought that up because people out there need to know that our past is our past, but it's some of the stuff that we have done that make us want to tell people, I've been there. The struggle is what you said. That word hit my spirit.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
Exactly. So people really need to know our struggle.
Cause I even say that, like, when you sent me them questions last night, and I was going over them, and what I got out of a lot of it was, people got to stop. It ain't nothing wrong for living for God. That's what He wants you to do. You can't forget who you are.
That's it.
You can't forget that you is flesh. I live for God. I still study. You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You don't let the flesh take the spirit and do what it want to do. You take the spirit, let the spirit take the flesh and let it do what it want to do to the flesh. You control the flesh, not the spirit. You know what I mean? You don't let the flesh overpower you.
But that's why they say we die daily. It's a daily.
It is. It's daily. It's very daily. Yeah, it really is. But I love it. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of myself for who I become. Cause trust me, they first told my wife, it'd be like, "Boosie, man, it's my nickname."
Yeah, we already know we're gonna call you a nickname in a little bit, but go ahead.
They say, "You married Boosie?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Ooh, no, I'll never think nobody want to marry him. I'll be with him, period." Cause when I was a child, and they used to tell me, "No, you go home. You can't come over him."
You come play at the night.
I couldn't play at nobody's house.
Are you serious? Was
Yeah.
you that bad?
I was that bad. I couldn't play at nobody's house. I couldn't come to nobody's house. They definitely would tell their kids not to come to my house. You don't want
the girls.
Yeah, definitely not the girls. They don't need to be nowhere around. Well, yes. I was a terrible child. But out of all that, you know what? God is bad now. That's a bad man.
He is.
Out of all that He took me through, I am an awesome person for Him.
Wow.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the best person for God to use in whatever situation He want to put me in, and that's great. That's a lot of grace and mercy in there,
baby.
Yeah. So I mean, I hear God all the time telling me to go talk, even get on Facebook and talk. But sometimes I'll be like, I don't know what to get on there and say and all this and all that.
But it comes natural.
But I'm assuming that it will come natural. But yeah, I'm the one. Yeah, I'm just like,
because I love who you are. I love the transparent side. You know what I'm saying? I love how transparent. To me, I like people that are transparent. Because when you think about it, people have played roles all the time. But when you can find people that are transparent, then I know you're going to keep it real. I know you're going to keep it straight. And my grandma used to say, what comes up, it comes out without no filter. But sometimes you have to be straight raw to get people's attention. Some folks not going to listen to you until you're transparent. So I love that. I don't know what you was as a child. But I can imagine now as an adult, you still don't play rodeo.
No, not at
Look, we be going in services and heat out. They be like, who did that big old tall man? My bodyguard.
Yeah, man, we ain't playing. Yeah, we ain't playing at all.
Wow.
I don't play by God people, especially somebody He attached me to.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't play by them.
I know. I heard you don't talk about they can get it. I know.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah.
We coming back up with the next segment. We'll be back. So this is what we call the segment. You're gonna see the little thing come up, rapid fire. So I gave Charles questions that I wanted him to know the answers to, kind of like get a feel for it. But I also have 5 questions that you don't know nothing about.
Right.
So what? So what rapid fire is? When I ask you the question, the first thing that comes to mind, you just give it to me.
Okay.
So it's sort of more of a transparency. You in the hot seat now, so you gonna when you look at this, you are gonna see the da-da-da-da-da-da. So he gonna do all of that in the editing and in the videos. But the first question is, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say?
Go sit down somewhere. One thing. But I would tell my younger self that you don't have to be this way. You know what I mean? You don't have to do what you're doing. And I get it, but that don't have to be you. You could be this person. This person over here is great. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you don't have to mess with these folks stuff. You know what I mean? You need to, you know what I mean? It's a thing called work. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a thing called hustle. You know what I mean? And hustle don't always have to be the bad thing. You can go cut some grass, rake some yards.
Tell these people.
Yeah, you can do all that. You know what I mean? The stop from being what you're doing, from to stop doing what you're doing now. You don't have to do it.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Because it's gonna lead to bad stuff. You just don't have to. Yeah.
Just go sit down.
Go sit down, Boosie.
Yeah. I like it. Second one. What is something people misunderstand about Charles's journey?
That it ain't my journey. It's God's journey. And I'm just walking in like it's like my uncle used to tell people all the time. This is my world. You just living in it. Yeah. So that's really much, that's the main thing. Yeah. It ain't mine. You know what I mean? Because if it was my way, I've been dead.
Oh wow.
And that's why I know that it's God's way. And that's how I know God. I'm telling y'all.
He directed your path.
God changed me. God, I know God did this. You know what I mean? I know for sure he did it. Even when my mother died in my arms.
Jesus.
It bothered me for a while. But it was God that I knew. It was just a tunnel to get me here. And if I didn't look at it spiritual wise, it would have messed me up. But I had to look at it spiritual wise because the whole time I used to tell myself when I was younger, man, if my mama died, I'd probably kill myself. Wow, I used to tell myself when I was younger like that. And now I look back and I say that one of the enemy trying to tell me that, trying to boost me up to stop me from being Charles. Want me to stay Boosie. I ain't want to stay that way. You know what I mean? I ain't want to be him all the time.
I did a name change.
Yeah, he did a name change on him. I'm Charles.
Have you ever had to earn back trust, and what did that process look like?
It's bad. Yeah. Earning trust with someone could be a bad thing, especially with a woman. Me trying to earn some trust back with my wife but it ain't so much hard with my wife because my wife be mad at you that day, but she don't wake up with it. That's what I love about a Nasa. You know what I mean? But sometimes
she good. Baby. You know they used to tell us, don't go to sleep, man. Please go to sleep, wake up, go back to sleep and wake
now, sometimes it depends on the situation, but something small. Now, if it's something that I don't try to, you know what I mean? Like my dad would tell me, he's a woodpecker. He pecker all around town, but he ain't going number one hole. You know what I mean? If it's something like that, then she might not wake up like that. Yeah. It's hard.
You might get it.
Yeah, you might. I will get it.
How do you want your story to impact other men? What do you want them to take from today about your story?
That you can live for God and still be yourself. You don't have to be closed in when it come down. Listen, all us, even this what I wanted. This what came on my spirit last night. Listen, y'all. All y'all that's thugging, gang banging, whatever you're doing. Don't you doing nothing extremely crazy like retarded. Listen, you still can live for God. Why go live for God behind prison bars when you can do the same thing right here in the free world?
That's good.
That's my thing. You don't have to. I'll put it like this. Don't let God break you down. Because God said if you're a preacher and he know he made you that way and you know you're supposed to be that way, Oh, he'll put you behind bars when you can't do nothing but preach. That's the only place you're going. You'll be glad to get out there. You'll be glad to get out that dorm or get out that cell to go down there and talk to somebody about God then.
Because a lot of them do, they find salvation behind
bars.
bars.
Yeah.
And what you're telling them is, y'all, you doing what you're doing, but you can still live for God.
You still can live for God. It'll be that way. Even the ones, even y'all that's behind bars, if you can happen to run across this, don't look at it if you know you're gonna get out. But put it like this: if you know God is changing you while you in there, then you got to look what future God has for you, because He got something for you in store for you by Him installing it in you while you back there. Because you weren't gonna get it in the streets. If I left you in the streets, I'm gonna kill you. That's the same thing I tell my cousin them about her son. If your son would have been out here in the streets, he'd been dead by now. So thank God he got him locked up. And when he did get out, God probably didn't want him out like he thought he did. It probably was a reason he brought him out for a couple months. He put him right back in there. Wow. This ain't where I want him at, right? He ain't ready.
Because that's what I'm saying. Most of the time they're not ready.
Yeah, he's not ready. So even God know you not. God gonna know first that you're not ready. Even no matter what the system do, I'm gonna put you back in here because somebody still out to try to kill you. Let me get rid of them and fix them first. Then maybe they'll come to you one day and say, "Hey man, I see you one day. I was gonna kill you, but something told me not to kill you."
And see, we don't have to know God's plan because I told them last night when I was preaching, God is so strategic. He know what He be doing. Because He'll give us a little taste of freedom, and then when He know you really ain't got it, you really don't appreciate it, then He'll pull it back and see if you'll get it this time. But even while they're behind bars, I thank God that some of them do help some people.
Yeah, they do.
Behind bars.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And that's the same thing I look at it. Even my wife and Nasa tell me a lot of times because I was a bad guy when it came down to baseball, and I would have went in the pros same time LeBron went in. But then I look back, I look at it now, and like she say, well, what if you would have made it there and your mind been messed up like the rest of them is right now? Wow. You'd have did something and then try to get out of it, and they probably would have killed you like they do some of the other athletes. And I thought about it. I say, well, my main thing I say, if I probably would have been a pro, I probably had AIDS because I probably been dealing with a lot of women. So I thank God for that one.
He is laughing at you.
That's what I say when it come out of that.
I wasn't ready.
But
I'm gonna ask you something, and I just saw this. What is that scar on the side of your face?
Okay, that scar was from an accident when my mother fell asleep in the car. God tried to get me in. I mean, the devil tried to get me in.
Okay, I have never seen that scar.
Yeah, actually, that scar come from here all the way to there. Yeah, all the way up under my chin. So as the car was flipping, she fell asleep. It was 6 of us in the car. She fell asleep. We was going off the curb. We was going straight off the curb. Ooh. And she jerked. And that's another thing I told my cousin this the other day, and I cried when I told him this. I said, let me tell you something. Don't you worry about nothing. It made me want to cry now. I told him, don't you worry about nothing in this world going forward from what I'm finna tell you. I said, buddy, you was in the car seat in between my mama and your mama. Your mama snatched you out the car seat and hold you in her arms while this car was flipping. When we got out the car, your car seat was up under the car.
Oh, wow.
I said, so don't you worry about it. I told him, I said, don't you worry about nothing going on in this world. Because he was telling me, I'm finna go and get her to set me. I can't have no boy. I said, God, I don't want you to have no boy. It don't matter what you want to do. It ain't your world, buddy. I said, you almost been dead at 6 months. Your car seat went out the windshield. It wasn't even strapped down. Out the windshield, the car flipped 3 times.
Oh, wow.
So when it flipped 3 times, imagine what you was. Would have been while this car was flipping. And then the car seat was up under the seat.
Oh, wow.
And then thank God your mother grabbed you, because my mother would have been in prison. Probably would have never seen her no more. You know what I mean? I am 11, 12 years old when this happened. And then my auntie tell me, yeah, that accident was just for you. God trying to show you. Trying to knock that demon out of you. That's how I wrote my wall. And that's why I told people, at Health Freedom, the main auntie that I hated the most is the one that brought me to God.
That's good. That's powerful.
The main one, I threw a knife at her one time.
Boosie.
I threw a knife. I threw a knife at her one time while she was hanging out clothes, and it stuck into the pecan tree next to her. My grandma whooped me so bad I ain't know what to do. And she the one that prophesied to me that told me I was gonna be a preacher.
Oh,
My
wow.
grandmother did. That same day I tried to hurt my auntie.
Wow.
And the same one I didn't like them. I told her kid I had never liked your mama. Cause she used to always tell my mama, that boy that got a demon in him. Cause she been saved all her life. Yeah.
She saw the spirit.
Yeah, she saw the spirit. That boy that got a demon in him. Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna close this out. I wasn't expecting all of this. Oh Lord, we gonna come back. Peace. Nice song.
But one time I was in a corn bin. I was playing around in the corn bin, jumping around in the corn, climbing to the top and jump down and flip down in the corn. And the owner didn't know I was in there, and he cut the corn bin on. He was getting corn out there from the load of semi truck, and the bin, and everything was sucking me down. And how you gonna swim through corn? That's just like no buoyancy. Nobody but God. I want nobody but God.
You want that story, Ben? Do you want that?
I'm recording.
Yeah.
I want nobody but God. Yeah.
Oh God, Charles.
I got a lot of moments when I could have died. But I still can see this stuff now, and it encouraging me to keep going forward, to know that God there always been there. Because one time, like she was talking about, what she talking about, I was in a swing with nylon rope. You know, we just make something. I had a little board on it. I had on nail the little holes through it and made me a little swing because I couldn't go to nobody's house.
Yeah.
So I had
You were bored.
Yeah, everybody else had it. I know back then, everybody was buying their children swing sets. I ain't have them, you know what I mean?
So you made your own.
I made my own back there. My mama little born she had back there. And I'm in the swing, and I swing all the way around till it ties up. Oh, sorry.
And spin back around.
And spin back around. One time, I caught my neck in it.
Oh, wow.
And while I was trying to spin back around, it was hanging me. And honey, let me tell you, I seen one piece of string by my mouth that I was able to grab. That's the only thing I was not knowing.
Exactly.
And when I pulled it, the whole swing broke loose. And that's from this day I knew that I was a chosen child.
Jesus.
Even when I get discouraged, I think about that nylon rope.
And that helped you.
And that helps me. And that helped me keep going. Because I was hanging. I'm talking about my feet couldn't touch the ground or nothing. I couldn't have been no more than about 9 or 10, just bad. It's out there doing stuff. That devil didn't like me.
Now you know why though.
Yeah.
Wow. So I got some stories, baby.
Then that same born right there, I burnt the born down. I burnt the born down.
Why you burnt?
I was out there playing in fire. I used to always play with fire. I always played with fire. I sure did.
Was it attractive? Was fire attractive?
I guess I just know that it destroys stuff. I just used to always want to destroy something. I just know it destroys stuff. That's the first time my mama ever slapped me. That's the last time she had to. She had to do it no more.
Did you play with fire after then?
Yeah, I pretty much did, yeah.
Woo! I told y'all just sit and have a conversation with Boosie. Baby, Boosie will let you know and help you to remember why there is a God.
Yeah, it's definitely a God.
Wow. Well, y'all, this is the last segment. I have a couple of questions for him, and then we're going to close out. One of the questions that I have, what advice would you give men who desire marriage but aren't ready yet? What one word of advice?
Get yourself right with God first.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's going to be the main thing. And I feel like, because it takes self, it's almost like trying to build your credit up. Building your credit up, that's self-discipline. You know what I mean? You just got to be in control of that situation. And that's the same thing when you're trying to get married. It's you got to be in control of it, but you got to just let God, you got to have God in you. Because that woman, it ain't always the woman's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most times that woman distracted and that woman moving left, that's because you moving right. Mm-hmm. And y'all moving apart from each other.
Yeah.
Because you the head.
In a different direction.
Yeah, you the head. So whatever she got going on, pretty much you installing in her. Because most time when you with somebody, that woman gonna pretty much adapt to that man. And that's scientific facts. You know what I mean?
But even what you're saying that the Bible tells us, husband love your wife, as you love God. You gotta have a relationship with God.
You gotta have a relationship
Yeah.
with God. That's just all to it. You don't have to be the best relationship. You ain't gotta blossoming flowers and run around and jumping around and for the whole. Cause I don't even do that anyway. Cause your flesh had you messed up. You sitting here doing all that Holy Ghost and playing around with yourself.
Can't play with it.
That devil come show you up.
Yes.
So just keep God first, and keep your wife behind God, and keep family and friends out your business.
Ooh,
And
this
is the main thing I tell people all the time. I told a guy this yesterday.
Wow.
And this guy said he been married 2 years. And when I got to talking to him, and he said, how long you been married? I said, 18 years. He said, oh my God. And I said, how old are you? I said, 42. He said, you the same age as me. And it wasn't even meant for me to meet this guy. I got a call on the on my towing company. I got a call to go tow this vehicle. I went and towed his vehicle when I was coming back. God said, well, I told myself I need some water. So I said, I'm going to go to the store up here. And when I went to the store, as soon as I came off the exit, it was a guy right there in a BMW. The BMW had the flashes on it. So I went on around in the store. I knew I probably could help him some kind of way. I said I was going to ask him anyway. So I just went on in. And to make a long story short, after I got my gas and everything, I said I was going to try to talk to this guy before I leave. When I looked back over there, nobody there. So I went back in. I got out my truck, went back in the store to find it. When I found it, I said, "Hey man, what's wrong with your car, whatever?" And then he was telling me whatever. He said, "That's my mother gonna call or whatever." And he a salesman. He said he buy, he got his own dealer or whatever. But when I met him and I started talking to him, he said, "Man, I just did a bid." And he was liking the way I was telling him, and he was learning stuff from me. Cause he was trying to help me hook his mama car up on the trailer. And as he was hooking it up, I told him, "No, this is the wrong way to do this right here, buddy. I think that's how you might have went and did that bid. You doing stuff the wrong way." He said, "Yeah, you right, man." He said, "Everything you telling me out here, man, you making it out of a story, man." He said, "That's all right, man." He said, "Man, you encouraging me. You don't even know it, man." Wow. He said, "Man, I like you, man." So he gave me his number and everything. He said, "Listen, anytime you want to buy a car or whatever, you call me. And we're going to go buy a car through my dealer license. Okay. And we'll deal with it how you want to deal with it." He said, "You can use my dealer license to go buy your car." He said, "You ain't going to need me." Oh, wow. I said, "Man, that's cool. That's all right." That's good. Yeah, so, that's that character that you sometimes don't know. You encourage people and people be willing to give because of the person that you are. That's right. That's like, a lot of women are come and try to talk to me. Like, for real, Charles. Listen, check this out. Boosie. Check this out. We talking Boosie or Charles? I don't know which one this is. Check this out. I went into me and my son, my baby boy. I went to pick him up at school one day, and me and him went to IHOP and ate. And while we was in IHOP, I ain't realized nobody watching me or whatever. But I guess it's the way how I was rapping and talking or whatnot. But I ain't saying nothing out the way. So when I got ready to leave, I'm in the truck. One come out the store, come out the IHOP. Hey. I got out. I goes up to her. She said, "You married?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Dang, I ain't know you were married." I said, "You don't see this big old ring on my finger?" She said, "Yeah, I wasn't worried about that ring." And she said, "Yeah." And then I went back in there again one day. I forgot when I went back in there. Me and my son went back in there again. Maybe my wife went in there with me. And she quiet. Yeah, we was in there eating or whatever. I wish you could show up face right now. Yeah. But when I end up talking to that girl again, and I say, I said, "I know I'm married. I get that part." I said, "But you ain't attracted to me." She said, "Why not? You're a good looking man." I said, "Yeah, you just attracted to my knowing." I said, "That's all that is." No, you didn't with that anointing. Yeah, you're attracted to knowing. Yeah. Because I tell a lot of women that you ain't attracted to me. You're attracted to my knowing. You don't want me. I said, "I'm hell on wheels. You don't want me. It's hard to deal with me. I got to deal with them." They're attracted to the oil that's on your life. That's what they're attracted to. Oh, wow. That olive tree. You Oh, y'all, I promise y'all this is the best interview I done did. What was the biggest challenge transitioning from a single mindset to a married mindset? Woo! That's a good one. Even when I asked some nations to marry me, I was 24 years old. I wasn't ready for no marriage. You were young. You're the same age Kobe is now. Yeah, I wasn't ready for no marriage. You know what I mean? And that's why I believe a lot of our marriage went through hell because we had to learn that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I tell a lot of people now, don't get married to you. Give yourself a chance. Wait till you 30, 35, somewhere up there. You know what I mean? Before you get married because you ain't going to be ready.
You have a little bit of experience.
Yeah, you have a little bit of experience because when you just jump in it at a young age like that, and you still want the, you know what I mean? You want a lot of things in the world. Don't not saying that you want the world. You still can live for God, but you still want to enjoy things without feel like you're being held down.
The old folks say you wet behind the ears.
Yeah. So, because a lot of times, you know, because you'll hear stuff coming from somebody else, and then my wife used to do that too. She'll hear stuff coming from her friends and stuff. Then she'll try to bring it home to me, and I used to tell her, "Listen, I ain't got no care for you. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this right here." I like to get up there all times of the night and just ride and just look at ride in the country and stuff like that, just sightsee. But we ain't doing this. I ain't worried about no woman, because you can't stop me if I want a woman, so I can't stop me if you want a man. So just give me my peace. I ain't got no care for you now. We ain't going to do that one right there, Nancy.
But didn't you eventually change?
I eventually changed.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a good person now. Okay. I was a good person then. I always been a good person. Even when I was doing wrong, I still was a good person. And if I got an enemy, if I got an enemy out here, you got a problem with yourself because it ain't Charles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good because you know who you are.
I know who I am. That's cool.
You don't sum that one up. What does being a godly husband look like to you?
Yeah, pretty.
You don't sum it up.
Yeah, I summed it up, but still, I don't know. I'm sure I have to say something, but I just can't think of it now since you said I'm summing it up.
You're fine.
Yeah.
The reason, and part of that is I'm gonna help you let you know you don't sum it up. Because there was a difference from a single mindset and a married mindset. And you told me that when a man that's not ready for marriage, he needs to get to know God and get to love God first. Yeah. So I would just say you already done told him being a godly man is knowing who God is. Cause
this is the thing. This is the thing, y'all. This is the way I see it. This is the way I see life. We are the body of God. We the bride. We the church. We the bride. That's what we come back for. He come back for his wife. Exactly. The devil don't like that. Don't want no parts of that.
Because we represent covenant.
He don't like that. So you talking about in the flesh? That's spirit. You talking about in the flesh? You trying to marry somebody and be with them and make a one out of two people? You think that devil ain't do? He did all the time. And then he going to ask God. That's why I tell people all the time, stop giving the power to the devil all the time. Just give all the power to God, because he got to go to him first. And he tell him to go mess with you. You want to be mad at somebody, be mad at him. That's what I tell him. So, you know what I mean?
Nice, you got your hands full.
Stop trying to blame everything on the devil. The devil can't do nothing.
This has been good. I'm going to hit this closing question, and I know you can answer it. It said, if somebody is watching right now and they believe that their mistake have disqualified them from a healthy marriage and a meaningful future, what would you say to them on today if they feel like their mistakes have disqualified them from a future and from an awesome, healthy marriage?
That's a lie. It can't nothing stop you. You don't let your past or your mistakes determine your future.
That's good.
Don't let that happen to you. Because all the mistakes I done made in my life and done made in my marriage, hey, they should have brought me down. But I'm still kicking like a chicken. You know what I mean? So, hey, don't let that.
What you gonna do?
If you made a mistake, if you hurt that woman, if that woman hurt you, you trying to keep it together, keep it together. And stop bringing up the past. If she don't hurt you, you still with her, deal with it. If he don't hurt you, you still with him, deal with it. I mean, that's the only thing I can tell you on that part right there. Because I tell niggas, you hurt me enough, I may not come back. You stay here, that's your problem. We'll work through it, but I may not come back.
Y'all, this has been fun. Do you want to show yourself on camera?
You want to show yourself?
Come on, show yourself on camera. Come stand right here.
Stand right here.
Come on, stand right here. Show them so they'll know who Anissa is. You better come stand by your king. Y'all, I told y'all this.
Episode 1.
Yeah, she was from episode 1. Stand by.
Hi y'all. Go watch episode 1.
Yeah. This is Anasa, aka Alma Barrel, aka Charles White, Boosie's girl.
Yeah, that's my wife.
I told y'all was gonna enjoy this. He is so transparent, so laid back. He was kind of nervous at first, but y'all see how he go. He just get into the groove of things. Give them your Facebook and TikTok names so that they can look you and follow you on social media.
Facebook just Charles Collier.
Okay, Charles
And
Collier.
TikTok is the Colliers.
The Colliers. I promise you, y'all in for a treat. I just love it.
Yeah.
So y'all drop some comments and let us know how y'all love this and how y'all like what he said. Give us some type of feedback. Remember to follow and subscribe. Her Truth Unfiltered. Remember on social media, y'all know me as Lashonda Robinson. On TikTok, it is, what is it? Pastor PG official page and Lashonda Solomon Robinson. Look us up on social media. I promise you, there's always going to either be a word or something for y'all to laugh about. But I have had the opportunity of having Charles Collier, aka Boosie, in the hot seat on today. We're looking forward to doing more shows with men telling their transparent sides on Her Truth Unfiltered. Subscribe, like, and share. We gotta go.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, well, go ahead.
It's just one thing I want to say to everybody.
Tell 'em.
It just hit my spirit.
Okay.
Know your flesh and know your spirit.
Yeah.
Seriously. You don't have to stop being who you are to live for God. I mean, you don't have to do that.
They just have to change.
You got to change now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You gonna have to change now.
Okay.
You got to change. You gonna make sure they know they don't.
Yeah, make sure.
Yeah, because you just can't live for God and still want to be sinful. You know what I mean?
That's
Living a
good,
sinful
Charles.
life. You know what I mean? But
That's good.
yeah, because now you don't got me in the groove just talking. Now I want to talk.
Yeah. You need
Yeah,
your
you don't-
podcast.
Yeah, you don't warm me up.
Yeah. you need a podcast.
Yeah, but that's,
Because people need to know that's how I always told you have a way to talk to people and you can get them to engage and interact.
yeah.
Because you're transparent. And that's what people want.
So you don't close yourself.
Vince is laughing at you, baby. Vince is like,
Don't close yourself
you gonna have
up.
fun editing this action. He is about to cry. Y'all, we going for real this time. Can you get on the do sign?
Do that.
Peace.